In this video, we are going to talk about 2 surprising signs of a secure attachment. I am Pauline and I am so happy you are here because every time I make a video on secure attachment, you say you want more. So here's more. In this video, 2 surprising signs, which they might not be surprising in and of themselves, but the combination is quite surprising. Maybe, possibly. Can't wait to talk about it. So the first surprising sign is flexibility. Secure attached people usually are very flexible. Obviously, characters can differ, but generally speaking, most secure attached people are flexible. What does this mean? It means that when things don't go as they planned, they say, oh, okay, we'll find another way. When things don't go as they want, they say, that's fine, we'll do it another way. They don't have a set vision of how things have to be, and then they have to go that way. They can be flexible, they can adapt last minute. And this means in relationships that when you set your boundaries or express your needs, that securely attached people usually are quite capable of adjusting and adding that into their day. So you say, you know what, we said we were gonna go for a walk today. I really don't feel like going for a walk today. And then a secure attached person might say, oh, okay, that's fine. I didn't want to go outside. So do you maybe just want to go to the park, sit on a bench and just talk? So they don't have this vision or idea of or image. This is how my day is supposed to go. This is how things have to go. And the more I started thinking about this, the more I realized that the more rigid you are, and rigid means things have to go one certain way. There's not several ways that things can go. You have to have it one certain way. The more fear probably is underlying all of that. There's probably like a caveat or an exception for people who are on the spectrum, for instance, but usually, generally, with a secure attachment, you are more flexible. And so with a fearful avoidant attachment, you usually are a little bit more rigid. And rigid meaning it has to go a certain way. And that can be for your day, but that can also be for your relationship. I have to feel a certain way. I have to, this has to go a certain way. We have to feel in love by a certain time. We have to move in by a certain time. I should be feeling this. I should be feeling that. All of those are actually examples of rigidity. You have a hard time just allowing whatever is to be there and to find different ways, different routes, different alternatives to get to that same destination. And this, a lot of this is based in fear. So when you are brought up in a way where things had to go a certain way, or otherwise your parent or caregiver would get angry, or they would get very disappointed or sad, any intense emotional reaction, you get that feeling that it has to go one certain way. And if it doesn't go that way, everything will fail, everything will go wrong. It would be a big drama. Whereas secure attached people know that, you know, their needs matter, and things can go a million different ways and they will still be okay in the end. And a lot of fearful avoidants have this feeling that if it doesn't go this way that I have in my mind of how it should go, then it will all go wrong. So it's very fatalistic, it's very black and white, it's very big, and you're just very scared of it not going right, of messing it up, of doing it wrong. And so you hold on to this one way that it has to go, which can turn into or lead to checking your feelings, checking a lot of things, because they have to be perfect. They have to be a certain way. Are we compatible? You start checking if you're compatible because you have this image of you having to be compatible in a certain way. Otherwise, it won't work. So it's very, this one thing has to happen or everything will go wrong. Whereas a securely attached person will say, it will be okay in the end, and we have all these ways to get there. So there's not one way that is needed. So that is the first surprising sign. Flexibility, being able to adjust. And then the second one is stability. And why this is surprising is because it seems like they contradict each other, right? You're flexible, but then you're stable also. But the flexibility causes you to be able to be stable in your moods, in who you are. And I am going to explain what I mean by that. But this is such an interesting key to the secure attachments. I'm so excited to tell you this. Because you're flexible, you can be stable. Because just imagine, if things have to go one certain way, which is rigidity, which a lot of fearful avoidants have, and actually a lot of insecure attached people have, then what happens when things don't go your way? When things don't go the way you thought they were going, or that they have to go in your mind? What happens? You get upset. You either get angry, or you get super scared, panicked, disappointed, sad. And so you have these emotions going everywhere like a roller coaster, because your fear brain is telling you that this is the only way things can go, because otherwise everything will go wrong. So when it doesn't go that way, obviously there's like, panic. And that can cause all kinds of emotions. Whereas the securely attached person, things don't go their way. Oh, all right, we'll do it another way. So there's no emotional reaction. There's stability in mood. Because you're flexible in dealing with whatever is coming up in the moment. Are you following what I'm saying? The fearful avoidant attachment style is characterized a lot by the ups and downs, the push and pull, the more extremes. And this really ties in to the not being flexible, not being able to see different alternatives and know that there are 1,000 ways to get to where you want to go. And that there are 1,000 ways to get your needs met, and not just one with the perfect partner in the perfect relationship. There are 1,000 ways that your boundaries can and will be honored, and not just one. So the more you know that, the more you heal the fearful avoidant attachment style, the more you will be able to be flexible, and therefore it is easier to be stable in your mood, and stable in just showing up and being who you are in a way. The more flexible you are, the more stable you are. And maybe the more stable you are, the more flexible you are too, because if you're used to you feeling really bad about things not going your way and being really scared, that will make you less flexible. So it's like a vicious cycle in a way. So yeah, a securely attached person is flexible on the one hand, and because of that is quite stable in their moods. Isn't that interesting? Let me know in the comments below what you think about this. And you know what it gives you is absolute freedom, because if things don't have to go a certain way, you get to see different opportunities, you get to see different possibilities, you get to experience what it's like to just be calm when things don't go your way, and still know that in the end it will work out. You just don't know how yet, and that is fine. That is okay, and it actually feels safe. And what I've noticed is that if you let go of how it is supposed to go, things just have a way of working out so much more beautifully than you and your little fear brain could ever imagine. And it takes a lot. I mean, it's not just something you can switch on and switch off. There's a lot of pain under there, a lot of trauma, a lot of fear. So there's definitely some healing and releasing involved into being able to do that. But when you heal this attachment style, you will notice that things just have a way of working themselves out, which is just wonderful. And it causes you to be able to be so much more stable. So I so wish that for you, to be able to really feel that stability inside of yourself and not give the power to your external factors, by which I mean things having to go a certain way. When you are flexible, you take back a lot of power and you become more stable, and you find that stability inside of yourself instead of wanting to control everything around you just so that you feel okay, just so that you feel stable. If that's what you want, check out the link in the description below for my online program, Healed and Happy, because there we go to the roots of the fearful avoidant attachment style and heal all of this so that you get to actually enjoy life, and even enjoy life when things aren't going as planned, and experience that they can work out so much better than you've ever imagined, that you can ever imagine. I really want to know what you think about all of this. Let me know in the comments below. As always, I am so happy you are here, and I will see you in the next one.